Welcome to the Nottingham Clinical Research Bulletin from the Research and Innovation team at Nottingham University Hospitals NHS Trust and the NIHR Nottingham Biomedical Research Centre. Each week we'll be bringing you a potted summary of clinical research and related stories from our researchers. You'll find a link in the show notes for information on pretty much every item. So here we go. If you use a hearing aid but still struggle to hear properly, you might be able to help our hearing researchers. They're studying whether hearing aids or cochlear implants work better for people with significant hearing loss in both ears. The study is called the COACH trial. The COACH is an acronym from Comparing Cochlear Implants with Hearing Aids in Adults with Severe Hearing Loss. There's more information on the website, which is coachtrial.ac.uk, or you can email coach@nottingham.ac.uk. If you or someone in your family has been treated in hospital for traumatic injuries, we want to hear what you'd think about how we could improve one of the ways we investigate the condition of seriously ill patients. This needs a couple of sentences of context. So, when the body sustains very serious injuries, sometimes the blood pressure can be low. One of the reasons for this can be that the heart isn't pumping normally, and inserting an ultrasound probe into the esophagus may allow doctors to visualize the heart and identify this quickly. At the moment, this needs to be done by an anaesthetist who specialises in heart conditions but doesn't specialise in major trauma. If other medics, like major trauma anaesthetists who aren't heart specialists, were able to insert these probes, we'd be able to assess seriously injured patients a lot more quickly, which may help them recover better. So we need your thoughts on how we could design a study to test whether we can train major trauma anaesthetists who aren't heart specialists to safely use these ultrasound probes. If you'd like to contribute, we're holding a Zoom meeting on April 2nd at 7 p.m. That's a Tuesday. You can find out more by emailing one of the researchers, Georgia Melia, and her email is Georgia, Georgia.melia, MELIA, @nuh.nhs.uk. Nottingham researchers are also part of a group across the eastern regions finding out what people think about genetics research. We're interested in two particular communities in the area. Those are people of Indian origin living in Leicester, and in Norfolk, the Romani, Gypsy and Traveller community. We're particularly interested in these groups because up to now their voices haven't been heard so much. The project researchers will go out to meet them and use surveys, focus groups and events to listen and come up with plans to improve how we communicate with them in the future and make sure it's a two-way conversation. We're already in contact with people in those communities, but we're always keen to hear from anyone else there who wants to get involved. You can search for NHS East Genomics or email the East Genomic Medicine Service Alliance, the GMSA, on egmsa@nnuh.nhs.uk. There are two N's in the NNUH bit because it stands for Norfolk and Norwich University Hospitals. And finally, you can meet some of the scientists behind our clinical research at an open showcase on March the 13th at the Queen's Medical Centre in Nottingham. There are sessions on digital pathology, the new Health Tech Research Centre in rehabilitation, and patient involvement, amongst others. It's also a chance to meet and network with the healthcare scientist team. It runs from 1 till 3 and it's free, but you need to get a ticket through Eventbrite. There's a link in the show notes, but probably quicker just to go to eventbrite.com and search for Nottingham Healthcare Scientists Research Showcase. As I say, it's on March the 13th and it runs from 1 till 3. And that's it for now. Thanks for listening. There are links for most of the items in the show notes and more information about research and innovation in general at Nottingham on the Nottingham University Hospital NHS Trust website, which is www.nuh.nhs.uk/research, and on the NIHR Nottingham Biomedical Research Centre website, which is nottinghambrc.ac.uk. Our email and social media links are there too. If you want to stay up to date with the Clinical Research Podcast, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Google, and wherever you normally get your podcasts. The more shows are rated and reviewed, the easier it is for search engines to find us. So if you can subscribe and rate and review us, you'll be doing it for science.